The main purpose of us being here today is to talk about something which gets a lot of tabloid press at the moment, which is this apparent decline of the high street. We'll talk about it a little bit. We were out a couple of weeks ago doing some surveys, so thank you to the Touchwood team and to the town centre. We don't walk around the town centre. We had a chat with a lot of people walking about and just got their feedback on things they liked, they didn't like, things they want to see changes in. Crack on. So the first thing we always do in our sessions is we go over the Office of National Statistics for the last 3 months and share back some feedback. So Office of National Statistics collects data for a variety of things, but in terms of a retail perspective, we look at those data, and the 3 things I want to just highlight in today's session is that we continue to see a slightly upward trend. So this whole thing about retail being dead, the high street's dead, it's not necessarily dead. There is a general increase month on month, and this month, so May just gone, May 2019, I think there was a 1-point-something% increase. Put it on the next stat, so it's a positive increase. So we can't say that retail is dead and high street's dead. There is definitely opportunities out there, and that's been the case since 2016. If you see, the trend has generally been up. So for people who are worried about the high street being dead, about retail being dead, we don't think that's the case. What is a second fact, what is on the decline continues to be things like department stores. So this is the second quarter where department stores have not shown an increase. So something to be thought about there in terms of maybe what people feel when they go to a department store versus an independent maybe, or a single brand. Something maybe in there, and something maybe to think about when we move on to the panel discussion later on. And the third thing we always talk about is online sales. So online sales this May are now forming about 19%, so that's about 1 in 5 of business is online. Now that's the biggest increase we've seen, or that's the biggest percentage we've seen ever since we started running these forums. So it's been at 14%, 13%, it's now up to 19%. And if you look at the different industries, it's very high in terms of household goods, it's very high in terms of textile, non-store retailing. These are people who don't actually have businesses as a premises, but they retail online. So it's big there. It is falling, obviously, in food, and departmental stores aren't that big either. So 1 in 5 people are now buying online. I don't think that's a big surprise to anyone, is it? Is there anyone who's got a business who feels that their business is completely online or is not online at all? Anyone at either of those extremes? So do you reckon that's about fair for most people in the room, about 1 in 5? Okay. And the one thing it doesn't capture is, it doesn't capture the fact that a lot of people are going online before they come shopping to you and searching, and also going online sometimes when they're in your store. They pick up a product and they say, oh, can I get that cheaper from somewhere else, and they Google it. So that's actually transaction based. The use of online, so things like people like Argos who use an online app massively, but you still have an in-store click and collect process. It doesn't measure people who are using online as well as in-store. So those are 3 key facts that we want to talk about, highlights in terms of this quarter. And hopefully as we go through the session, you're going to see that it isn't all doom and gloom. You know, the headlines are all like this, you know, the high street's dead, collapse of the high street, but we don't feel it is. We do feel that there is opportunity out there as well.